31st of August, Rabbi Moore, Parsha Shavua, Yitzavim.
Let's go. Leah, do you hear us? No, I don't think he does. Do you hear us? Don't hear anything. Have you pressed your mute button all the way to the left? Press the button all the way to the left at the bottom. Okay,
Yeah,
let's
you might
go.
want to exit out and come in again.
Right. Okay. We're up to Shlishi, Pasuk 15.
Pasuk 15. Here comes Yechiel. Okay. Pi atem yudatem es asher yashavnu be'eretz Mitzrayim ve'es asher avarnu be'kerev hagoyim asher avartem. Okay, we got everybody back now. Okay,
Still don't hear you.
we're on verse 15. I read it, now I'm going to translate it. Because you know that we dwelled in the land of Egypt, and
Or
that
shall we say, not that, or how? How, because you are aware how we dwelt in the land of Egypt, and that we passed among the nations through whom we passed. Let me see exactly how I translated it. Just 1 second. Mayor, we still don't hear you. Is your sound maybe turned off on your computer? Check if your sound is turned off on your computer.
that wouldn't make any difference. That would only mean he can't
Sorry?
hear. If his sound is turned off, that only
We can't hear him, right? I
so that
understand.
we can hear. It's his microphone he has to test. You should be able to test your microphone, Meir, by going on the lower left hand where it has a little picture of a microphone and it says the word mute, and you click on the up arrow. And then there's a choice which says test speaker or microphone. He exited.
Okay. Anyway, so translated, for you yourselves are aware of how we lived in the land of Mitzrayim and how we passed among the nations through which you passed. Ace in this sense means not so much that, but how. How we lived among.
What does asher mean?
In this context, how?
Okay.
You are, I tell you that, for you are aware, how we lived, how we dwelt in the land of Egypt, and how we passed among the nations through whom you passed.
Okay, the
now
Rashi,
we'll see exactly
in my
that's
book is on 15:16, so I think I should read 16 first.
Correct.
V'tir u es shik utsehem ve'es gi lulehem eitz va'even kesef V'zahav asher imahem. So it means, and you saw, Shekot say him. My translation says
means
abomination.
how do you say it? I don't know what was abominable. There's another, the despicable idols. I mean, it's referring to, shikutza means they're despicable items. Something which causes you to feel repulsed. They're repulsive items. So obviously it's referring to their idols.
Ve'es ilulehem.
Repugnant. You saw they're repugnant and foul idols. Now, Rashi says gilulehem means, comes from the expression of dung. It's galal. Okay?
No, what did you just
made
say?
out of wood and stone.
No, I didn't. You said okay, and I said no, not okay. Oh, say again what you said for dilulehem.
They're foul idols.
Foul.
Meaning F-U-L. So F-O-U-l. Meaning gilulehem, the root of the word is from the same root as gala, which means dung.
Means what?
The idols are considered like excrement and dung.
Oh, dung. I see.
Dung. D-A-N-G.
Got it. Okay. Eitz va'evan, wood and stone, kesef v'zahav, silver and gold, asher imahem, that were with them. Okay, now to Rashi. Ki atem yedatem v'gomer v'tir'u es shikutsehem. For you know, etc. And you saw their despicable items.
Right.
Fi shari'ithem ha'umos ovdei avodah zara. Because that you saw the nations worshiping,
serving, who are idol worshippers.
Serving avodah zarah, idols. The Shema, Isi Lev Echad Mikem Oso. And maybe you will place your heart.
Hasine means, like, literally means his heart is carried. Maybe the heart of one of you is carried, right? Literally means to follow after them. Hasi means to be like drawn in the sense. The Hasile means to have a motivation, to have a his heart is Rashi said it in a positive form. The seer slave means to be motivated to do something. So here we have it in the negative. Maybe one of you feels motivated to follow idols. There's a desire. His heart is carried to want to serve idols.
Laleches acharehem, to follow after them. Pen yesh bachem ish o isha. Perhaps there is among you a man or a woman. Lefichach, therefore, ani tzarich lahash bi'achem. I need To swear.
Hashpiach means to adjure you to oath.
What?
To adjure, A-D-J-U-R-E. To adjure you to oath, because we know it's lahashpia means to cause somebody else to make an oath.
So it's to call. I have a need to adjure you to swear.
Sorry?
So it means I have a need to make you swear.
Correct. So basically what Rashi is saying is that these two psukim, Pasuk 15 and Pasuk 16 are preamble to Pasuk 17.
That's going to be the oath, right?
So that's where it says, "Panesh b'chem isha isha." Therefore, I'm telling you, you saw what there is. As you witnessed and you saw what idolatry was about, and as a result of that, maybe chas v'shalom, there may be among you a man or a woman, or family or tribe who is drawn to serving idols. Therefore, I'm warning you now. I'm making you make an oath that you are not allowed to. Okay? Now, continues Rashi. Atiru shikutzehem.
Vatiru es shikutzehem, and you saw their despicable items.
Yeah. Now, literally means Rashi says sheket is like a rodent or a creepy crawly. Okay. So Rashi says Atiru shikutzehem al shem shem mu'usin kishkotzim. Okay, they are like despicable and repugnant, like shkotzim, like insects. Shkotzim are like rodents. How do you call it? Low creeping creatures. So Rashi says. By the way, whenever you say in Yiddish, you use the word shagets, right? It's really a corruption of the word shekets. It's something despicable. And similarly for in the shagets, right? You say something's a shagets, right? It's really a corruption of the word shekets, which means something despicable. And similarly,
like shiksa?
Shitza is the feminine form of that.
It means like a rodent or an insect.
Whatever, but it's like a derogatory term.
Right. Yeah, I saw a movie once. I was in the Holocaust Museum, and it showed us a movie that the Nazis in Shemo made.
Sorry?
It showed us a movie that the Nazis in Shemo made. And the movie said that the Jews are like rodents. And it showed footage of hundreds of mice or rats running around in the sewer. And I thought, that's a mida keneged mida. Because we call them insects or rodents, and then they call us rodents.
Right. So Rashi's saying is, you're assuming that that's mida keneged mida because it's unjustified. It's not a term which we should be using. On the other hand, the Torah does use the term, regarding the idols themselves. The Torah calls them despicable items.
Right. It's referring to items, not people.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
Gilu lehem. We said that meant foul idols. She musrachim, or they stink. Osim,
Are repugnant. They go like dung.
Like dung. So
okay.
I don't get this. They're statues. Why would they stink and Smell like excrement.
No, he's saying that these idols are compared to dung, something repugnant and foul smelling.
Compared to it, or they are repugnant and foul smelling?
Well, that's why it says the reason why they're called Giluleim is because Shemusrochim Umuusim Kagolo. It could be that Pshat is because of the incense and these kind of incenses and other fragrances which they offer up to the which they offer to the idols, such rather being fragrant, the smell being fragrant, right? It becomes the smell becomes repugnant when you know what it's being used for.
So in other words, it's not actually repugnant, it just seems repugnant.
Right.
Okay. Let's see, next is Eitz Evan, wood and stone. Osan shel Eitzim v'shel Afanim. They are of wood and of stone.
Let's say, those of wood and stone, Ra'isim Begoli, those you saw in the open. Means those that they're the ones they put outside. Okay?
Right. The fish Agoy Yareh.
Because the goyim are not afraid they're going to get stolen. So they put those statues outside.
Shema Yiganvu. Maybe they'll be stolen.
Yeah, they're not afraid of that.
Aval, Kesef is a hav, imahem. But those of silver and gold are with them. Chadrei maskisem hem. They are in their tiled room.
Maskisom, in their shrines, the places, the private temples, right? Means they keep them under lock and key. Why? Because they're afraid they're going to get stolen. Right, 1 second. Yeah, okay. Let's continue. Pasuk Yud Zayin.
Okay. Pen yesh bachem ish o isha o mishpacha o shevet asher livavo poneh hayom me'im Hashem Elokeinu laleches laavod es Elokei Elohei Hagoyim Hahem Pen Yesh Bachem Shoresh Hore Rosh Vilavna. Okay, so perhaps there is among you a man or a woman or a family or a tribe that, whose heart turns away being with Hashem your God and goes to serve gods of the nations.
Of those nations.
Of those nations. Perhaps there is among you a root growing,
sprouting, rosh velano, gall and wormwood.
gall and wormwood. What's gall?
Gall is like from the gallbladder, something very bitter, a bitter herb.
Okay. Rashi. Pen yesh bachem. Lest there is among you. Shema yesh bachem ish. Perhaps there is a man among you. Asher.
Yeah, now, can I say what Rashi's going on about over here?
Go ahead.
Normally the word means pen, right? Means so that it should not be.
Right.
Like, what's the Lashon? He's Shomu Lachem. He's saying Shema. Second section
Less.
of Shema.
We usually translate it as
Shomu
less.
Lachem. Be careful. Pen yiftel avavchem.
Less.
Now, less means so that you do not, that your heart is not drawn astray. Right? It means, so pen means so that not. Normally that means it's not going to happen.
Right.
So if that's the case over here, it means so that there shouldn't be among you a man or woman, right? So now, if there's not going to be, so what's the problem? So Rashi says, that's why Rashi says, means show me, maybe there will be among you, and if there is one among you, don't be drawn astray, right, and follow him. So it's obviously this, our context over here means, is explaining that there is a situation where there will be. Normally the meaning of pen is so that there should not be. But here in our context means pen yesh bachem, maybe there will be. That's why Rashi says shemo yesh bachem. That's why I should to point out.
Okay. Shoresh Koreh Rosh Vilana. A root growing gall and wormwood. Shoresh Migadel. A root
Ma.
Asev Mar. A bitter herb.
Kegidi. It's a type of, that's a kind of, it's a type of a bitter herb. Like,
such as gidin, which are bitter.
Well, which is a bitter kind of plant, okay?
That is to say, mifre umar be resha. So he grows and increases wickedness.
It causes to proliferate and increase wickedness among you.
I don't get it. What is the fact that it's bitter have to do with growing and increasing wickedness?
So you know what? The bitterness of the herb is a metaphor for wickedness. That means maybe there's something in a person among you who is like a root which is sprouting gall and wormwood. What does that mean? He's a person who's spreading evil and wickedness. That's why the Torah gives a metaphor for him of being like a root which is sprouting gall and wormwood. Because this person is somebody who's spreading wickedness and evil among you in your midst.
Okay. 18. V'haya b'shamru b'sham'u b'sham'o es divrei ha'ala hazos v'his barech bilvavo lemor shalom yiyeh li ki bishri rus libi a lech leman sefos arava es hatzeme'ah. Okay, so it means, and it will be that when he hears these words, he will bless in his heart.
Or should we say, he'll bless himself in his heart.
Will bless himself in his heart, saying, peace to be to me. I will have peace upon myself because, okay, when?
No, because because I follow what my heart feels, what my heart sees, what my heart, more, should we say, more similar to a thing, what my heart sees fit, that's what I'm going to do. What my heart sees fit to do. Means I'll decide how I act. You know, I know that there was a close connection with a very Hashavua Rav by the name of Rabbi Alexander Feuerstein, which was nifted about 20 years ago. Very special person. Anyway, he used to say that the people they're cardiac Jews. You know what that means? You know what a cardiac Jew is? Tell me, he says, I'm a Jew at heart, right? But then when it comes to the practical application of keeping mitzvahs, they are not. So here we're talking about such a person. He says, you know what? I'm a Jew and I believe in God and I'm fine. But I'll do my form of Judaism. I'll do it my way. It's the famous Frank Sinatra's famous song. Do it my way.
My way.
Right, exactly. Right? So this is talking about, this is what the Parsha is talking about. Kibi shrirus libi eileh. I'll do it my way. I have my way of keeping Judaism. Okay?
Well, my English translates a little bit differently from what you're saying. It translates ki as though. The difference, I think, being that you're saying because I do as my heart sees fit. This is saying even though I do what I want to do and I'm not doing what's right, nevertheless, I'll go ahead. I'll be okay because I'm going to be going along with the others.
No, if on the contrary, he's saying, you know, the person will come along and say, and now unfortunately there are people who do say that, you know, like this, you know, to keep our Shabbos and Kashrus and all the other mitzvahs and things like that. No, that's too much for me. One doesn't have to, you know, to be a good Jew, it doesn't have to do all those things. You know, I feel, I'll do whatever I feel is enough for me to do, and I'll be fine. I'll be fine. You can't condone me, right, for not being a proper Jew because I don't keep all these things. I don't have to keep all these things. I just follow the way I see fit, and I'll be fine.
Well, how do you translate Oman Safaru?
I don't hear you clearly. I'm sorry. There's a lot of sorry.
Es Hatzeme'ah. How do you translate the end of the pasuk?
So Rashi says that means to add what was done inadvertently to what was done brazenly, intentionally. That's how Rashi says. The man sefois harobo es atzmeya.
Well, what does that have to do with him doing what's in his heart?
Because I give an example, and this one I think Rashi says that. You know, Rashi doesn't say it explicitly, but Rashi, this is the way the Mefarshim explained over here. Let's say a guy is not keeping kashrus b'chlal. he eats cheeseburgers and whatever. He doesn't eat kashrus at all. And now he goes he decides one place, you know what, this time I'm going to go to a kosher restaurant. And he goes somewhere in Hong Kong. He's in Hong Kong and he sees a big sign, kosher. And then he goes into the restaurant and he has a nice meal. And then he comes out and says to somebody else, a nice, fine Jew, religious Jew, says to him, you know, by the way, I hope you didn't eat this thing, because even though it says kosher, this restaurant is not kosher at all. That means he ate non-kosher food inadvertently, because he thought he was eating kosher, and it ended up he was not eating kosher. Will he be punished for not eating kosher food? For eating non-kosher food? He did it unintentionally. The answer is, because he couldn't care less anyway, he will be punished even for eating an inadvertently non-kosher food. Because it doesn't make a difference to him. If it had been, he known it wasn't kosher, he would have still eaten it. He gets punished even for what technically was inadvertent, because it didn't make a difference to him whether it was kosher or not kosher, he would have eaten it anyway. Even if he'd known it wasn't kosher, he still would have eaten it. That's what the pasuk means over here. So somebody who is acting brazenly against the Torah, then the Torah is telling you that even if he does, he transgresses a mitzvah inadvertently, if that mitzvah he would have transgressed anyway, even if he'd known that it was forbidden, he gets punished for the inadvertent act as well. That's pshat in the pasuk.
Okay, so Rashi says, "Isparech bilvavo." He will bless himself in his heart. This expresses blessing. Yachasu belibo. He will think in his heart. Birkas shalom la'atzmo. A blessing of peace to himself. More saying, Lo yevo uni lalos halalu. These curses will not reach me. Rather I will have peace. Well, that's what I'm saying. He's saying he's not gonna suffer because he's going.
That's what he says.
Because he's going along with everybody else. All the people who are doing the right thing will shield him.
Is that shot? I don't know whether they're going to shield him, but he's saying, listen, I'm not so bad. That's the whole idea is, he's saying, you know what? As I mentioned before, I'm a Jew at heart. And so therefore, I'm not really doing anything wrong. Even though, those who want to be really religious will follow all the rules. I don't want to be, I'm not so super religious. But I'm a good Jew at heart. I really feel for the Jewish people. I want to be part of the Jewish people. But all the intricacies of all the mitzvahs and the things which are the mitzvahs, how should we say, the mitzvahs aseh, the mitzvahs which one has to fulfill, certain things like Shabbos and putting on tefillin and tzitzis and all these things. And then simply the negative commandments, which are all those things which we're forbidden to do, that's not my line. Okay? So he feels, listen, as long as I'm a Jew at heart, and I do as I think right, what the right way a Jew should do, but I'm the one to decide. No. Kosh Baruch says, this guy is, Kavayoko is saying, I don't accept this kind of, how should I say, opinion or way of thinking to say that person can be you know, I'm going to be a Jew at heart without doing the actual practical side of Judaism. Forget. This guy is going to be, Kosh Baruch that we're going to see in the Psukim Vaita, this guy is going to be super punished. Okay, I think we're going to leave the Rashis for tomorrow, Be'ezrat Hashem. We'll continue the Rashi over here because there's a lot of important things in here in the Rashi. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Fine, have a great day.
You too. Yes.